Welcome to World Code Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Manila, Philippines. A geopolitical earthquake has just shaken Asian diplomacy. The air in Manila is thick with anticipation, as the nation finds itself at the center of a storm that could reshape the region's future. Today, the Philippines unveiled a bold new official map, directly challenging China's sweeping claims in the South China Sea. This map, years in the making, redraws boundaries and asserts the Philippines' sovereign rights over contested waters, sending a clear message to Beijing and the world. The move has electrified the region, forcing every nation to reevaluate its position and alliances. Diplomats are scrambling, emergency meetings are being called, and the eyes of Asia are fixed on Manila's next steps. In Vietnam, social media is ablaze with support, with hashtags trending in solidarity. Meanwhile, Malaysia watches with cautious optimism, weighing the risks and opportunities this bold act presents for its own interests in the region. This is more than redrawing lines. It's a declaration that Manila will no longer be passive in defending its territory. Rallies erupt across the country and the Philippine Navy steps up patrols, signaling a new era of assertiveness. The new map is a rallying cry for national pride and international support, testing ASEAN's unity and the resolve of the US and its allies. The world is watching to see if regional partners will stand together or fracture under pressure. The world is watching, because what happens in these contested waters will shape the future of global trade and international law. Trillions of dollars in commerce pass through these sea lanes, making stability here a global concern. The Philippines, with far less military might than China, is fighting back with the power of law and identity. Legal experts are preparing for international arbitration, while ordinary citizens rally behind their leaders, determined to defend their nation's dignity. The stakes are enormous, and the next move in this high-stakes chess game could redefine Asia's future. As the world holds its breath, one thing is clear: the Philippines has drawn a line in the sand, and the consequences will echo far beyond its shores. To grasp the Philippines' bold move, we must revisit China's 2023 standard map. Featuring the infamous 10-dash line, it claimed nearly the entire South China Sea, overlapping the exclusive economic zones of Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia. The map's release triggered immediate backlash. Vietnam and Malaysia protested, and even India objected to its inclusion of disputed territories. Beijing defended the map as routine, but for its neighbors, it was a clear act of aggression and psychological warfare. China's cartographic strategy aims to normalize its presence and create a new reality, backed by a powerful navy. The 2023 map united China's neighbors in opposition and fueled regional mistrust. This is the context for Manila's new map, a necessary defiant counter-narrative. The battle over maps is a battle for legitimacy and control in the Indo-Pacific. The new Philippine map is more than a drawing, it's a legal and political statement. It officially names the waters within the country's exclusive economic zone as the West Philippine Sea, rejecting China's narrative. The map clearly marks Scarborough Shoal and the Calayan Island Group as Philippine territory, and controversially includes Sabah, reigniting a historical dispute with Malaysia. This comprehensive approach signals Manila's intent to assert all its claims, not just those against China. The inclusion of Sabah could strain ties with Malaysia, but for the Philippines, it's about national integrity. The map educates Filipinos about their maritime heritage and resources, empowering citizens and diplomats alike. For years, China's power dominated the narrative. This map changes that. It's a declaration that the Philippines will define its own destiny, grounded in international law. Manila is drawing its own lines, both literally and figuratively. These disputed territories are more than dots on a map. They're vital for trade, resources, and security. The West Philippine Sea is a global trade artery, with a third of the world's shipping passing through. Its seabed holds untapped oil and gas, crucial for the Philippines' energy security. Scarborough Shoal is both a traditional fishing ground and a strategic outpost, just 120 nautical miles from the Philippine mainland. China's control of the shoal since 2012 has hurt Filipino fishermen and raised security concerns. The inclusion of Sabah revives a complex historical dispute with Malaysia, risking diplomatic fallout. For Manila, these areas represent wealth, security, and national identity. Losing them means surrendering resources, heritage, and sovereignty. This is a fight for the nation's future and its right to exist free from a larger neighbor's shadow. Central to the Philippines' case is the 2016 Hague ruling. which rejected China's 9-dash line and affirmed Manila's rights in the South China Sea. The tribunal found China's actions violated the Philippines' sovereign rights and condemned its island building. Despite the ruling's clarity, China dismissed it outright, continuing its activities as if nothing changed. This defiance challenges the value of international law. What happens when a powerful nation simply ignores it? The new map incorporates the Hague Decision, making it the foundation of Philippine identity and foreign policy. Manila is keeping the ruling alive, rallying support for a rules-based order. The map turns legal victory into a visible, undeniable reality. Maps are more than just tools for finding our way from one place to another. They're powerful instruments that shape how we see the world, define our identities, and even control entire regions. Throughout history, maps have been used not only to chart territory but also to assert authority, influence public opinion, and legitimize claims over land and sea. The lines and borders drawn on a map can change the fate of nations and the lives of millions. China's 10-dash line is more than a set of marks on paper. It's a bold political statement repeated again and again to reinforce a claim of dominance over the South China Sea. By consistently displaying this map, China seeks to make its version of reality the accepted one, both at home and abroad. In response, the Philippines has released its own new map, a powerful act of resistance. This map is not just a document, it's a declaration, a way to reclaim the narrative, defend national identity, and assert sovereignty in the face of external pressure. This ongoing battle of maps is also a battle for hearts and minds. China uses its map as a tool of domestic propaganda, shaping how its citizens view the region, while the Philippines uses its map to educate its people, inspire unity, and rally support for its cause. The true power of a map lies in its ability to make the uncertain seem certain. When a map is stamped official and displayed in government offices or classrooms, it gains a sense of legitimacy and permanence, influencing how people think and act. Both nations understand this psychological power. They are locked in a struggle to define the region's accepted geography, knowing that whoever controls the map can shape international perceptions and future negotiations. The country whose map becomes the standard, adopted in textbooks, newsrooms, and international forums, wins a major victory in shaping not just borders, but the very future of Asia itself. These lines on paper are about far more than territory. They represent legitimacy, national pride, and the hopes and dreams of entire populations. The future of the region is being drawn, quite literally, on these maps. Ultimately, the struggle over maps is a struggle for the soul of Asia, a contest to define not just where borders lie, but who gets to tell the story of the region's past, present, and future. The South China Sea dispute is a tale of three maps, each reflecting a different strategy. China's map is rooted in historical maximalism, using vague claims and overwhelming force to create new realities. The Philippines' map is grounded in international law, using UNCLOS to define its boundaries and seeking global validation. Malaysia's approach is cautious pragmatism, asserting its claims quietly, balancing economic ties with China against security concerns. These contrasting strategies highlight deep divisions in the region. The Philippines' new map, especially with Sabah, complicates ties with Malaysia, but sharpens the contrast with China. The region faces a choice rule of power, or the power of rules. ASEAN's consensus-driven approach is under strain as the South China Sea dispute deepens divisions. Claimant states like the Philippines and Vietnam push for unity, while others, reliant on Chinese investment, hesitate. China exploits these divisions, ensuring ASEAN statements remain ambiguous. The Philippines' new map challenges this status quo, signaling frustration with ASEAN's slow pace. It could galvanize the bloc or deepen fissures, especially with the inclusion of Sabah risking ties with Malaysia. The real test is whether ASEAN can finalize a meaningful code of conduct with China, grounded in international law. The bloc's unity and regional stability may depend on it. The South China Sea conflict is far more than a regional dispute. It has global implications, drawing intense focus from the United States and other major powers. The waters here are not just a flashpoint for local tensions, but a crossroads for international interests, where the world's economies and security concerns intersect. Washington has made it clear that it supports a rules-based international order and the principle of freedom of navigation. This stance aligns closely with Manila's law-based approach to the conflict, reinforcing the idea that disputes should be settled through legal frameworks, not force. The US presence is both a deterrent and a reassurance to its allies in the region. Japan, Australia, and the United Kingdom have all increased their naval presence, conducting joint exercises and patrols. For these countries, the South China Sea is a test case for upholding global norms and ensuring that international law prevails over unilateral actions. Their involvement signals a broader coalition committed to stability. European nations too recognize that their prosperity is directly tied to stable and secure trade routes through these waters. With a significant portion of global trade passing through the South China Sea, any disruption could have ripple effects on economies worldwide, making peace here a shared interest. The risk of escalation is real. A single miscalculation or incident at sea could quickly spiral, potentially drawing in the United States, which is bound by a mutual defense treaty with the Philippines. This alliance raises the stakes, making the region a potential flashpoint for broader conflict. In response, the Philippines has unveiled a new maritime map, aiming to shift the conflict back to the realms of law and diplomacy. By emphasizing legal claims and international agreements, Manila hopes to steer the conversation away from military confrontation and toward peaceful resolution. China, however, could respond with aggressive maneuvers or diplomatic protests. Its next moves are uncertain, but the world's reaction will be crucial in shaping Beijing's choices. The international community's stance could either escalate tensions or encourage restraint. If major powers rally behind Manila and support a law-based approach, it could put significant pressure on Beijing to moderate its actions and seek compromise. Diplomatic unity may be the key to preventing further escalation. The unveiling of this new map is not the end of the story, but rather the beginning of a new chapter in Asia's evolving narrative. The world will be watching closely as events unfold, knowing that the outcome will shape the region for years to come. The future of peace and stability in the South China Sea, and indeed the wider Asia-Pacific, now hangs in the balance, with the hopes of millions resting on the choices made in the coming days.